Hi there, it's Nick Dutch back again one more time. And one of the suggestions that I received in the comment section of the video where I, asked, is there a particular entity which, you want me to try and, or concept you want me to try and look at using my favorite idiomotor based spiritualist tool, namely the Ouija board. There was a comment which said, how about the big bad wolf? Now, that is an interesting idea because that can, of course, mean many things and is very open to interpretation, as is many things associated with all this world of the weird stuff which I happen to be involved with. So, what do we mean by the phrase? Are we talking about a werewolf like entity? Are we talking about the big bad wolf as in Little Red Riding Hood? Are we talking about the big bad wolf as in something which comes out of Doctor Who? The phrase has been used in a wide variety of different ways. If we're to think about where werewolves come from, well, you know where the story of the werewolf comes from. There was a village way back in the ancient days in Europe, and one individual who was a very high-ranking person within that particular uh, village community, a person of respect and trust, had a darker side to his character. Namely, what he did was he would molest children and then kill them and tear them up into little pieces. And so a folk myth was created to try and explain to kids that they shouldn't actually go out alone in the woods because there could be something nasty out there. And that's where we get the mythology of the werewolf these days. So that could actually be something very dark and very unpleasant if I was to, look in that direction or indeed build up an archetype based upon that particular type of concept. But I could just look more at the sort of like Buffy-esque image of the werewolf and what that's about. Now, do you think that the werewolf character, as in the more Buffy-esque rather than the child molester stroke killer type character, would be something that we could have a look at? Or do you think we should be looking more at what's the character of the big bad wolf in the Little Red Riding Hood stories could be? Because that could actually be really rather cute. For all we know, he could have had a changed character by now and start actually helping little old ladies to cross the road rather than, killing them and then wearing their clothes in their bed, which I actually think is very creepy for a wolf to be doing anyway, or indeed for a human to be doing, actually. So, just that wearing the old woman's clothes and being in her bed is bad enough, let alone killing her and eating her and all that kind of stuff. I mean, good God. I really am getting out on the tangent here right now. Or are we going to look at like a more Doctor Who-y kind of character? Are we going to look at Rose Tyler when she was going all sort of golden glazed-eyed look sort of thing and looking into the time vortex and suddenly becoming whatever? Remember that no one actually knows whether a spiritual being exists. All right, no one does, including the people who say they do. No one knows, but we can take a concept, we can focus on the concept, and we can try and let that concept speak to us through our consciousness, either through our visual imagination, or which is when you're doing a regular seance stroke reading type experience, or through something like an idiomotor experience with the Ouija board, pendulum, and all that kind of stuff. Or indeed, you could use the visual tools in a different way when you're doing dark mirror scrying. Alright? But it's all part and parcel of the same kind of skill set, but just used in a very different or slightly different way per tool. So I want you to tell me what you think about the possibility of a werewolf Ouija board session. Okay? I haven't actually checked my lunar calendar to see what when the next full moon would be. Obviously, it would be more fun to actually do it on the night of the full moon. Let's have a quick look. I've got a lunar calendar somewhere on my phone. Here we go. It looks like it's on the 14th of this very month. It's coming up. So the actual full moon period will be the 13th, the 14th, and the 15th of this very month. We're almost there. I say that's rather fortuitous.